All right. Hi, Julie. Hi, Angela. My name is Chris Monroe. I am a senior at WMU, Western Michigan University, and I am currently looking for an internship site. I'm currently looking for internship sites around the country to further my knowledge in music therapy. For anybody else who might see this recording, this is my internship and performance video um, for the Music Therapy Center of California. I'm currently filming this from my hotel room in Fort Collins, Colorado, actually. I'm on winter break and on vacation from Western, and I'm checking out Colorado State University as a potential grad school after my internship. So let's get started. The first intervention I would like to address would be called TIMP, or therapeutic instrumental music performance. And let's say I have an individual who is a mature adult client, and we're going to go with their name being X for confidentiality reasons, and they have severe deficits in motor function on the right side of their body, which means the damage happened on the left hemisphere. Um, so, as a music therapist, I will use TIMP to address the non musical long term goal of increased motor function. And the short-term non-musical objective for this would then be the client will successfully pronate his wrist and strike a tambourine at a rate of approximately 45 strikes per minute for 150 seconds, consecutive seconds, one time per session for 3 consecutive sessions by, let's say, May 1st, 2015. During this intervention, we would use client preferred music that has a steady beat throughout, and we would use the client preferred music um, because it has that steady and consistent beat throughout, and also because it acts as a motivator for the client to reach the non-musical goals and objectives. So it would look something like this. We would structure it for the client success, so we would use for wrist pronation, it is actually this movement right here, turning the wrist over. So we would place a rhythm stick in the right hand of the client, or the side that the deficit is on, and the music therapist would hold a tambourine in a place where the client could create audible strikes on the tambourine using this movement with the rhythm stick hitting the tambourine. And the structure would be one hit alone um, with it, and then for the next 3 beats, the client could use the left hand, bring over the left hand to help assist with that movement for the next 4 beats. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it probably wouldn't be that fast at first. Um, and that is to give the right wrist a little bit of rest after the one hit, um, and it also focuses on that movement as well. And so I would count that as one set, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be one set, and the music therapist would then count the sets and would then know the number of strikes on the tambourine. Other possible goal areas for this diagnosis might include increase respiratory strength using OMREX. So one might be able to use harmonica to increase inhalation duration or exhalation duration. And then another goal area would be to increase speech articulation. All right. Um, excuse me. The second intervention I would like to do would be towards a middle school special education classroom. And let's say this classroom has deficits in academic ability, and their primary diagnosis is emotional impairments and intellectual disabilities. So for this intervention, I would like to address cognitive ability and intellectual function using music as the therapeutic medium. A long-term non-musical goal would be to increase academic skills. And the short-term non-musical objective to correlate with the long-term goal would be the students will produce the correct response to academic questions 3 out of 5 trials per session for 3 consecutive sessions, once again by May 1st, 2015. And in this case, I would use rhythm and melody to help elicit these correct academic responses. So instead of doing we will rock you, I would change the lyrics to we will do math. And then I would structure a math equation in there, which gives them the rhythm and the melody, which will help engrave that math equation in their brain. So it would look something like this. We will do math. We will do math. 2 times 3, 2 times 3, 2 times 3 equals, and then this would give them the opportunity, the students the opportunity to then answer the question correctly. Other goal areas for this group of students might include increased attention skills as well as increased positive classroom behavior. For my next intervention, I would like to address a group of low-functioning adults whose primary diagnosis would be developmental delay. And for this group, a long-term non-musical goal might look something along the lines of increase the ability to make choices. And a short-term non-musical objective for this would be that the clients will produce decisions when given the opportunity by the student music therapist or by the music therapist 50% of the time per session for 3 consecutive sessions by, once again, May 1st, 2015. And for this specific goal and objective, I would use MEFT, or Music Executive Functioning Training. And since it is the holiday season, I would bring in a Christmas tree or draw a picture of a Christmas tree, and then I would have ornaments which have different pictures of holiday topics. One might have Santa Claus, one might have a Christmas tree, one might have some silver bells on it, all sorts of different pictures and things on them. So when the client chose an ornament or a picture to put on the tree, then the music therapist or I would play a song that correlated with that picture. So if they pick Santa Claus, a picture of Santa Claus, then the music therapist would then play Santa Claus is Coming to Town, something like that. And because it is a developmental delay, low functioning group, this group might also have flat affect. So the music therapist could also look at facial expressions during the music, and I would use MPC for that, or music psychotherapy and counseling. I would also work on attention with the group and provide musical cues during the song to have them shake their shakers or hit the drums, and I would provide musical cues during the middle of the song for that. And lastly, I would give them the option of choosing which instrument they would like to play during the song, which will also focus on MEFT. They could pick what color, or whether it's a shaker or a drum. There's a lot of different options there. In playing these instruments, this could focus on motor function, because a lot of these adults that are low functioning, developmental disabled or delayed, might be in wheelchairs or have sensory motor deficits. So if they picked an ornament with Santa Claus on it, I would play Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So here we go. All right. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, and this is where I would have them shake their egg shakers or hit the drums, and this is where MACT or music attention control training comes into play. So now I'll finish out the song. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Alright, so there's that one. Let's see, the next diagnosis I would like to focus on would be a young adult who has had 2 traumatic brain injuries and can only say about four or five word phrases by himself. In this scenario, I would use both metric and pattern rhythmic speech cueing, along with MuStim, which is music speech stimulation, to facilitate longer phrases and speech language function. So a long-term non-musical goal would be to increase verbalization, and a short-term non-musical objective would be when provided with visual supports, the client will verbalize at least 3 coherent 7-word utterances per session for 3 consecutive sessions by December 12th, 2014. And I actually used this one with a past client. And because music is one of the only activities to activate all parts of the brain at the same time, it has the ability to create alternative pathways to other areas in the brain not usually focused on that function. So for speech, using music has the ability to transfer speech function over to the right hemisphere through the corpus callosum, which is the part of the brain that connects both hemispheres, and it would then create language function on the right hemisphere. So differences in RSC, or rhythmic speech cueing. Metric speech cueing is for shorter phrases and is a tap on the client's hand for each syllable in the phrase. So it would be something like this. What is the weather like today? So that would be metric rhythmic speech cueing. And for pattern, this is more focused on the inflection of a phrase and more used for longer phrases. So it would look something like this. I used to snowboard in Salt Lake City. I used to snowboard in Salt Lake City. I used to snowboard in Salt Lake City. And I would be tapping this on the client's hand, and I would be pointing at my mouth saying, watch here, because I really believe that having the client watch you say it really gives them that visual as well as feeling the rhythmic taps of what the phrase is supposed to sound like. Other areas that other goal areas for this diagnosis could include increased right side motor function, because there is that damage on the left side or left hemisphere of the brain, and increase emotional expression. Alright, the last group I would like to address would be a mature adult group with Alzheimer's disease. And for this group I would address memory recollection, and the long-term musical goal would be increased memory recall, and the short-term non-musical objective would be clients will express memories 30% of the time per session for 3 consecutive sessions by May 1st, 2015. And for this intervention, I would probably use MuStim, which is music speech stimulation. So overlearn songs to recall memory. So especially for this time of year, most of them would probably know most Christmas tunes. So I would play a song such as Silver Bells and then facilitate a short or long discussion, depending on where it goes, about what experiences they have had during their lifetime about Christmas and the holidays. So I will now play Silver Bells for you. Let me adjust my guitar and put a capo on real quick. Alright. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink of bright red and green as the shoppers run home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids punch. This is Santa's big scene. And above all the bustle you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Alright. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. So, have a good holiday.